What is up, Retro Maniacs? My name is Mike. His name's Joe. His name's EP, and we're here to talk about cards. Happy New Year, everybody. This is our annual show where we are going to give you our New Year's resolutions right here on New Year's Day. How about that?
Oh, it is New Year's Day. Wow.
I have been thinking about this for years. When I started the channel, it was all so we could drop this video on this day, and it worked. So maybe we'll retire after today. Maybe people won't want to watch us again today.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are here to give you our 3 hobby resolutions for 2025. We're also going to do a quick check on how we did with our resolutions in 2024 because you all want to know. I know you want to know. So, Joe, how did you do on your 2024 resolutions before we get going with the new ones?
Okay. Resolution number 1, do more interviews for the channel. I should have put a number on this because I would have hit it, but I did do 3 interviews for the channel. Silver Sports, most recently, we did the interview with Steve Cherndorf, and I did one with Dane from Dynasty Breaks. Check those out. Number 2, rip more product. I got this at the halfway point, boys. Lots of Wolverine, lots of Picard, bunch of Star Trek and Marvel loose boxes. Check those out on the channel. Yeah. Lots of fun. Number 3, consolidate my Tom Brady rookie card collection. Did that on the channel. Go watch the content of that. I ended up getting the 2000 playoff contenders autograph and then sold it so I could accomplish my mid-year resolution, which was to collect all licensed Patrick Stewart Star Trek autograph cards. There are 21 that he did licensed through Rittenhouse and Skybox, and I have 21 of them. I have all of them. I completed that one. I almost had 2 complete sets because that's how good I was at this resolution. So I would say a pretty successful year. I would have liked to do more interviews for the channel, but you know how timing works out. Can't get it on everyone's schedule whenever you want to. So that's the only one I regret.
Wow.
Well done, Joe. Well done. I mean, I said in the mid-season show, I said that once you put your mind to do something like this, like the Picard set, you do it. Like there's no question. Like it's gonna be done. So yeah, well done.
Why not do it if you're on say it? Come on, just do it.
It's true. Yeah, well done. I mean, you're clearly the guy who gets stuff done around here. I know it's not EP.
Nope.
But yeah, tip of the hat to you, even though I don't wear a hat and haven't worn one in a long time.
Yep.
Good job. All right, EP. How did you check out with your 2024 resolutions?
Well, I did made some progress after the midseason, but I'll start at the top. I was going to grade 3 cards for my NBA rookies project, which was the graded rookies project. I got my Vince Carter PSA 10. I got a Ray Allen PSA 9 that I got back in recent order, but I did not get a 3rd card. If I had this card when I sent out the last order, I would have set that in, but I did not have it. I did not send it in, so I failed on that one. Next one was a multi-part. I know. Well, next one was a multi-part thing where I wanted to increase sales. I wanted to have 4,000 cards listed. I wanted to do a stack sale. I wanted to do 3 card shows. I did way more than 3 card shows. I did do a stack sale. I increased sales by a lot. At the midway point, I had 1,619 cards listed in my eBay store. I currently have 2,877. I didn't get to the 4,000 I wanted to get to, but I know I was over 3,000 at one point. I haven't had time to list stuff. So I want to say that I give myself at least a B on that one because I did increase sales, which is the whole point of increase sales. So
yeah.
And then the last one, extra innings. At the midway point, I had not missed an episode of extra innings. And then
what's this extra innings you speak of?
Yeah, I know. It's a show I used to run on Saturdays that I used to do a solo show, and I just during football season it kind of went away, and then it hasn't picked up again yet. I did record one of them, but then at the very end there was the actual topic of the show was at the very end. It's like, well, I got to redo this, so there is one coming. And then for my mid-season, my 4th one was I was going to open 3 boxes of non-sports, and I knocked this thing out of the park. Mm-hmm. I opened 4 non-sports boxes. I opened the Spider-Man McFarlane series from 1992, Spider-Man Series 2 from 1992, Star Wars Galaxy from 1993, the 2024 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box, and 3 blasters of Marvel Metal from this year. So I did open a lot of non-sports stuff. That was I knocked that one out of the park. So
Sounds like that could have been 5 episodes of extra innings with EP.
Right?
Right?
What's
What are we
going on
doing?
here?
You're
Well, I guess
ripping stuff and not letting our viewers watch? That's not fair.
my
Yeah.
phone did die in the TMNT box. Remember the filmmakers remember that? That was upsetting. But
Yeah. We said you were going to buy another one. So make that a New Year's resolution for this year.
Maybe it is. We didn't
made
get there yet.
Yeah.
honorable mention. Yeah.
Well, I think you did okay, EP. You
Yeah.
could have done a lot
Better
worse.
than I thought you would have.
Yeah. The ones you didn't complete, you made progress on. So I think that's a win right there. So
Awesome.
the resolution got you moving in the right direction on the stuff. And I might just be saying that because I'm going over
Sounds
mine.
like it. It really sounds like it.
I'm trying to earn some partial credit here. Mine last year were I was going to get more organized, and I did get more organized. I'm not organized. There's a difference, but I have a whole bunch of boxes in my card houses. I have 2 of those together now. I have a bunch of boxes with football cards in it for stack sales. I have basketball cards. I have baseball cards. I will have more baseball cards when I find the box that I let you go through, EP. I still haven't found it yet, but those cards will all go into the boxes too. So I feel good because if I'm going to do a stack sale, next time I do, I know where the cards are. That was the main thing I was trying to get through last year. They were everywhere, and I had to just pull out a 5,000 count box here and another one there, dig through it when I was doing a sale. That gets to be a pain. And every time I had a sale this year, I had my boxes sorted. Most of them were comp too. I had like 50-cent boxes. So even though it might not be the whole year, when I'm getting ready for a sale, I have all that stuff done ahead of time, which is good. Number 2 was I was going to stay out of wrestling card drama, and I totally did that. Like, I'm kind of out of that world altogether. I feel like I'm an outsider now. I've stayed out of the drama. So that's a big win for me and my mental health.
I'm doing the outsider, Scott.
I know what you're doing there, yeah. My third one was I was going to do more wrestling card content. This is a big thumbs down on this one. I did not do any, and I apologize. Maybe someday, I don't know. I blame it on having the other resolution where I wanted to get out of the drama.
Right.
It kind of pulled me out of everything altogether. So my midway was I want to move bulk, and I haven't done a great job of that, but EP, I put a box together for you. You went through it. Rob looked through some of that. I sent off 400 cards to ComC, which isn't a lot, but it's a first step in that direction. I have another box where I'm putting other cards for there already started. I'm going to send my next submission in. So I got to give myself some credit on that because I'm working toward doing what I need to do. So I feel pretty good about that.
Partial credit. I mean,
Partial credit.
to do more wrestling card content, you might have to get back into that wrestling card world, which could be tough.
Good.
I mean, you kind of have to do what I did with Star Trek, right? Like, there's not a huge Star Trek card community. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just make one, right? So that's kind of what I did. I think maybe, that approach would be the way to go. But other than that, I mean, you're starting the condo community with your box houses, your card houses.
Good.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're on your way.
Yeah, I during the midway show, I asked if you had completed the cul-de-sac yet. So I don't know if you have enough houses for that yet, but you're probably
need another one. Yeah, I need another one to get wrap around the other side. Maybe in 2025, though, with Topps taking over the WWE license, maybe I'll be able. Honestly, part of the problem is, and if you watch the retail rips, I did do select on there, but Panini WWE retail is terrible. It is just terrible stuff. And the hobby stuff is so expensive. I just,
right.
Even the cheaper sets are like $300 to $400 for a hobby box. And I'm not going to do that. It's not worth it.
Well, hopefully they release like a flagship type product for
Topps
WWE,
Chrome
right?
is coming out. That's the first, I think, set they're doing. And I'm very interested in that. Haven't seen the price point yet, but if things work out right with my pack sale and the card accounts go back up, maybe I'll get some of that to rip. So.
2 cases, did you say?
Maybe.
Why not? That's what I do.
We got the Cheers case coming though, so that's
We do.
Already, so.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, give us your first 2025 hobby resolution.
Okay, so we actually had to pulling back the curtain here. We had to start this episode about 10 minutes later than we wanted to because I went upstairs to point out where I want my displays. Rob does all the handiwork around the house, so I
Better than
was,
you, yeah.
yeah, he's into all the measurements and the math. That's not a me thing. So I went up and I was talking to him. So my first resolution is finish my displays and put sets away in binders. Basically, I need to put cards where they need to go. It's not an organized thing because I can just throw them into a box and put them down in the basement. It's more, I have stacks literally of Patrick Stewart autographs that need a home, right? So they need to be put in pro molds. And I don't want to do that until I'm ready to put them into the case. So I need to finish my displays. And the sets in the binders thing, I said, I don't want to tell you why I don't put sets in the binders over the winter because it makes me sound crazy. But I'm going to tell you because I don't care if I sound crazy.
Yes.
The reason I don't is you guys have forced air heat, right? What's it cause? Static cling, like an MFer, right? It's not just clothes, it's plastic. Dealing with plastic pages in a forced air house over winter and the heat causes the pages to static cling and it stresses me out. Okay. And you're laughing, but then fuzz gets on. It's a whole thing. So I wait until the spring and summer to do those. So
you're my favorite Pokemon character.
Yeah. I mean, because everyone's making fun of me, but everyone's like, well, it's true. What he's saying is true. Now, if we can deal with it or not, that's up to us. But for me, I cannot deal with it. So I don't even try. So I will. And Mike, you've had some OCD things recently too. So I don't want to hear your crap, but I have a ton of sets that I need to put into binders. I have the pages, I have the sets, and I need some binders. So once I do that, I'll be in good shape. I think this one, I'm 99.9% sure I'll have accomplished by the midway point because summer.
I love it. I mean, it's also so on brand for you, right?
Like
being super organized is so on brand. I love it.
There you go.
He doesn't have enough cards, so it's easier for him to be super organized. Maybe we should get rid of some of the extra. It would help us get more organized.
And this is the guy who opened up probably the equivalent of 6 cases of cards this year. I'm just saying. I have a lot.
And he only has a 4 or 5 month window where he can put cards in binders.
Exactly. Got to make sure that heat is not kicking.
So on brand. All righty, Pete, your first resolution for 2025.
Oh man, this is number one with the bullet organization. I need to get do you see all these cards over here?
Good luck.
Yeah, these cards are all those cards on that table are all cards that I wanted to list on eBay. Some of them are sleeved, some of them aren't even sleeved. They're just sitting there. They're just stacks of them. And what happens is I have to move them to my desk to work on them. Then I move them back over there when we record every week. And so when I get a chance to work on them, I one of the stacks like this goes down like this, but that's it for the week. So, and I need to get that stuff into a box, and then I need to all the other boxes of things that I have everywhere. I just need to. I'm not going to say it's going to be perfect. I'm not going to be Joe for sure, but I need to. Well, because you're perfect when it comes to organizing stuff. I can't. I would never be able to do that. I have too many cards, and that's just not me. But being able to take the cards that I want to sell on eBay or that I want to sell on at a card show, I want to have them separated. I want to easier access to those things so I can sell them and or keep them and or do whatever I need to do. But I need to not just open a box and find 5,000 things in there that are completely unorganized, completely different sports or that sort of stuff. That's what I need. That's what I need to do.
I totally feel you on this. I mean, that was mine from last year, and I organized some, but it's not something you can stop doing. That's the thing I think I have a hard time remembering is, okay, you worked hard, you did all this. Now you got to keep doing it. You get more cards in, you got to get them organized. You can't let it slide because you're going to be unorganized again in no time. But yeah, just looking at your background, EP there, good luck.
and our viewers are very upset if you would get organized because that background gives them joy every week. Okay.
This is
Um,
I really like the
Boxes.
pile of boxes that are crooked and look like they're going to fall over his left shoulder there.
yeah.
Look over your left
It's fine.
shoulder, EP. Look at that box. Look at those boxes.
This shoulder.
Left shoulder, your left shoulder.
Over there,
It's
it's all
kinda-
good. That's all good over
they're
there.
just
I don't worry about
oozing.
that.
Mike, you made a good point about it. Something that you can't just do it and then stop doing it and think it's going to stay. It's like almost like trying to lose weight,
It's a
right?
lifestyle.
Oh, I exercised for 2 weeks and lost 2 pounds. Now I can just go ape shit again. I mean, that's kind of what it is for you. And I remember a couple years ago we gave out Christmas gifts, like kind of fake Christmas gifts, and the one I gave you was time because you have so much work that you need to do in your real world that you don't have the time to do hobby stuff. You're going to need a lot of time for this, my man. Unless you quit
Oh, yeah.
the paper, I'm pretty sure this might not get accomplished.
Well, I mean, again, like I'm not setting any sort of number on it, but I do
Smart.
want to, I do need to, I believe that this is very doable and at least how I'm thinking about it in terms of just make my stuff more accessible, and less everywhere. That's so it's not. I'm not going to get completely organized. I'm not going to have little like labels and stuff on everything, but I'm going to have it so it's a little more accessible and not as
Not as that.
Not just that.
Cardnado.
Cardnado, yeah.
All right. My first resolution, I told you guys beforehand, I'm sticking to very specific pinpointed things that I want to try to accomplish. So
Yeah.
hopefully without them being broad and overreaching, I'll be able to accomplish. But I want to start a new PC in 2025. And that is cards of bulldogs. I have 2 bulldogs. I love the bulldogs. There are a lot of old card sets that had dogs in it and stuff. And
Mhm.
I've gotten the Lockjaw card from Marvel from
Yeah.
you, Joe, and that's pretty cool. But nothing specific. But I do want to start a nice little PC of bulldog cards.
I love this. I love this. And you got, I think it was just the base one that I had a spare of.
Mhm.
I bet you now you could probably do the rainbow of that card easily.
I got a couple on ComC, and
Yeah.
the guy, I didn't have a lot of money left in my ComC account, so I haven't gotten the others. But he has like 4 or 5 or 6 of the different parallels there,
Yeah.
so I may pick those up in the future.
Yeah, that would be a really, really cool display too. Like put them all in like one touches or something or whatever. That would be neat.
There was a point where I was suggesting as a potential show for us to give each other PC ideas, and mine was going to be for you to do bulldogs. And I believe last year for Christmas I gave you
Yep.
2 tobacco cards. That were
I have
bulldogs
those too.
So, yeah, so I mean, I think that's a really good idea. And there's like like you said, there's a ton. There's also like there's an old NFL team. I think that was the Bulldogs was their nickname. So you could even branch out to something like that if you want to. There's just a lot of really cool. I love it. It's terrific.
All right, Joe, your second resolution. Resolution?
Yeah,
Whatever the
yeah.
word. Either or.
We're starting a revolution, folks. All right, number 2. Open a box of every licensed Impel, Skybox, Rittenhouse, Star Trek product. Just one box. Now I'm not going to do all of them this year. This will be a continuing resolution that it'll always be like an honorable mention for years, so we don't kind of recycle the same thing. It'll be an honorable mention. I'm thinking 1 a month until I can go through and check them all off. I've opened up quite a few, some of them on the channel, some of them before the channel, like before we started posting that stuff. There are over 100 different products that were Impel, Skybox, Rittenhouse. There are some like odds and end products out there that would be a little like, I'm not going to buy a box of the 67 Leaf.
Not going to do Leaf. I was like, where's Leaf?
Yeah, that 1967 Leaf product might be a little bit out of my range, but yeah. So I'm gonna do those, and I'm gonna try and do 1 a month. So there might be months where I do 3. There might be months where I don't do any, but by the end of the year, I hope to have 12 ripped. Possibly on the channel, but definitely I'll record them. But we'll see what happens.
I have a question before I comment. Are you
Okay.
going to re-rip the stuff you've already ripped? Like, are you going to go start?
No.
from the beginning?
If I've already ripped it, it's
Okay.
already got the check mark.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I absolutely love this, mostly because of what I said earlier. That when Joe says this is my resolution to do this thing, he does this thing, and
He's
he
gonna
and he
do
spends
one a
ridiculous
month.
amounts of money to do these things on cards, and
Yeah.
so I am here for it. This is going to be an amazing thing. I'm so excited.
That's my first thought, EP. This isn't going to take him anywhere near as long. He's going to start to, well, I got to do it because I said I was going to do it. That's Joe.
He's gonna be opening 3 in a week at some point. 3 or
Maybe
4
you
boxes a week.
could
Like,
get- Maybe you could get a pack of the Leaf Star Treks. instead
That
of
would
a
be
pack.
cool. That would be a
Mm.
cool short. Maybe we New Year's resolution adjacent. Do a short. But
Do a
yeah,
short.
I
like it.
the leaf and the tops would be cool to do a pack of. I'd have to dig around because there's no like inserts or autographs that people are
Yeah.
stealing or searching for. So yeah, that might be fun. I'll have to dig into those.
Love it. All right. What's your next resolution?
Well, this is something that I'm stealing one from last year, but there's a good reason for it. I'm going to get to 5,000 listings on my eBay store. Getting to 3,000 or being around 3,000, which I'm at, like I said, 2877 now, and I increased quite a bit. It did increase sales, like they're pretty much at least one sale a day, like that. So that has increased a lot. By going to 5,000, I'm sure it'll increase more. So that again will help me to alleviate some of Cardnado and further my the PC, all my PC stuff that I want to do, like the 5 million PC ideas I have, help to fund that stuff. So I think getting to 5,000, I think it's actually, that is a pretty aggressive number. I tried to do 3,000. I tried to do 4,000 last year. I only got to about 3,000. So 5,000 feels pretty aggressive because I have to do even more than I was planning to do last year. So we'll see. But I think 5,000 is doable with my scanner and everything. So 5,000 listings on eBay is my number 2 resolution.
5,000 more listings or
5,000 total. Get up to
Total.
5,000 from
Okay.
my 2877 up to 5,000.
I think you're going to do this one. I think you're going to do it. You were close this past year. Yeah, I think
Okay.
if you take some time.
Do you think 5,000 is too low? Should I go higher than 5,000?
No, I
No.
would hit 5,000
That's a good
first.
number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you
And
missed it this year. I think you need
Mm.
to try and get it next year.
Okay.
One thing to consider, though, Cardnado doesn't go away until they sell. You're still
Right.
going to have the
Well,
cards
actually,
there.
no, because when I list stuff, I put it in my boxes of my eBay stuff,
Okay,
which
so
is
it's
organized.
organized. Okay.
It is that's another part of it is like getting this stuff listed, and that's so I kind of cheated by not including it with the organization, but I feel like I want it to be a separate thing because I really want to get to that 5,000. I think that's a
That's
good
fair.
goal for me.
All right.
Yeah.
I think you can do it too. We're going to hold you to this one. You
Yeah.
need to do it.
All right.
Everybody
big one.
wants you to do it. Everybody will buy you a beer if you get to 5,000.
I'm in. I'm doing it.
And he'll shave his head if he gets to 5,000.
No.
You will. Totally
No.
will.
If
All
we get
right.
100 likes on this video,
You tease.
Okay. My second resolution is the three of us bought a baseball card collection last spring, April, I believe it was.
Ah,
And it has been doing nothing but sitting in my house ever since. My resolution is I am going to work on selling this collection, and I really need to, because this collection was, the gentleman who owned it passed away unexpectedly, sadly, and he put a lot of time into curating the set. He was a set collector. He has a bunch of sets from the early 80s all the way up to the last couple of years. And, I feel badly that we haven't rehomed any of these sets yet. And I use this word a lot, rehoming, but that's kind of how I feel about cards. Like, I have a connection, like I want this gentleman's card collection to end up in the hands of other people who will enjoy it as much as he did. And yes, that sounds super corny, but it is absolutely how I feel. It's like, I do feel like we're rehoming this collection and we need to do it. I need to make it a priority. And that is a resolution I have to keep, because these cards need to go to other collectors. It's a shame what happened to him. And, I feel, again, sounds corny, but I feel a responsibility. I need to get these to people who will appreciate it.
So if you're looking for any baseball sets from the years, what year might
Hit us up.
Yeah.
From 1981
80, yeah.
or 80?
I think there's some 80s. I think
I
maybe
think there was 80 up till like 2023, I believe. So.
Yeah.
Definitely hit us up. Yeah, this would be a great one. We went into it as a channel, and Mike had a collection of football that I'm like, why didn't we get in on this one too? Like, what the hell? But yeah, this would be a good one, and maybe we can parlay that money into something else. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I didn't know the guy, so doing right by him is definitely great. But I'm thinking about what else we could do as a channel once we get started moving this.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that 100%. Also, the rehoming topic, like that, I do think about that. Like some of my joy is just getting a card and looking at it, and then flipping it, essentially, like selling it. But like I do enjoy looking at all the different cards that I get, and hopefully every time I buy like some sort of collection, I find something I want to keep for myself. But a lot of times I'm just looking to see some really cool cards, and then eventually sell them and find new homes for them. And I love that thought that I've gotten my enjoyment out of this card, and now it's time for somebody else to get that. And that's when you are a collector selling, that's what it feels like. That's that. There you go.
Okay, Joe, hit us with your last resolution.
Okay, so I had Rob print out my list. I emailed it to him, and I said, I didn't have my computer in front of me. I said, "Can you print this off?" And he made fun of this last one, and I'm going to read it verbatim. Resolution number 3: very specific fantasy football idea. That's what the resolution says, boys. Because it was too much to type. I didn't want to have to type this out. But this is what I'm thinking. I want to do something because I love football. I for the longest time, I love football cards. That's all I collected for a while. I started with non-sports back at the shop, and then I went hard into football cards for a while. And then once we got back into the hobby, I went back into football cards, and I'm like, this shit is whack right now. Like the current football market is ridiculous. So I'm going to go back into non-sports. But I do still love football cards. So my very specific fantasy football idea is I've won several championships in our main leagues. Famously, EP has not won a single one, right? So, and Mike has won several championships too. Again, EP is yet to. But
how many years? Like 28 years?
26 or 27?
I think we're 28.
With one to grow on, let's be fair. But my very specific fantasy football idea, I think I want to look at the lineups of the starters that I had in those leagues, and I want to get, where possible, a game used card from the season that I won it. So let's just say for an example, I won in 1996. Just saying, maybe there was one in 1996 that I won. And say one of the best players from that team was Bert Emanuel, right? I would want a 1997 Bert Emanuel game used card, right? And then I'm thinking I just put it into a 3-ring binder. Like I don't want anything like super expensive. Like there might be cards, I have Peyton Manning in a couple, I have Tom Brady in a couple. So it will get expensive at some point, but I want to make it a binder collection, and that way you can flip. Here's 1996. Here's, 2005 or whatever. And then keep going through for the 2 main leagues. So for the Bombers and the Mastodons from League 1 and League 3, and we'll see. I'm going to say at least do 2 teams worth. We'll say 2 teams worth by the end of the year. We'll put a number on it.
I love this. We spent a couple of shows talking about, in the past, a couple shows talking about different kinds of collecting, different ways to collect, different things you can do. And when you said about fantasy football, I was like, oh, he's going to build something based on these teams. I didn't think I was going to go to the game used jersey side of it. Like that's really, really cool. I love this idea because when we play fantasy football, we are really connected to those players, and in so many ways, this is a perfect collection.
Especially in keeper leagues too.
Right,
keeper leagues where you have some of these players for years and years.
Yeah.
I did a poll on Twitter not too long ago. I asked people if they collected PC to anybody because of fantasy football. And the number was astonishingly low for the amount of people that did, which really surprised me because that's something I have always been connected to cards because of my fantasy football teams. And
same.
People
weren't as lucky as us, Mike. That's the thing. We're in these leagues for decades. And there's what's the average league life? Don't they say it's like 3 years or something like that? Like a lot of leagues, fall out. So maybe that's the reason, we're lucky to have us that we've been doing this for so long with a lot of the same owners. So I think that might be part of it. But yeah, I agree. Like one of the main reasons I collect football cards was because of fantasy football.
I will say you might end up getting into a little bit of difficulty with your more recent championship.
I was going to make that
game
point.
you stuff. Yeah. Good luck.
I'm good. That's why I'm starting
Dallas.
with the early ones. That's why I'm starting with the early ones for sure. Because I ain't buying no fake jerseys. Like that's not. It's got to be game used. And if it's not, that's where the collection ends. If I can't find any for those years, then I've completed it.
All righty, P. What's your final resolution?
It's kind of nebulous. It's get serious about my Tiki Barber collection.
It's nebulous.
I like that
it's
word.
really
usage
kind of like
there.
it, but I'm gonna make it specific. But it's I'm gonna get serious about my Tiki Barber collection. What I want to do is I'm definitely gonna have a binder cards of Tiki Barber, but also cards that I'm gonna get graded and other cards that maybe I keep in top loaders. But I'm gonna get serious about this collection. I have a ton of Griffey cards, and I love my Griffey collection. And there are a lot of cool players I could collect, but Tiki Barber feels like a very unique player. I'm a huge fan of the Giants. Tiki Barber is one of my favorite Giants of all time. This feels like a collection I need to curate and do more with. So, like I said, I think one of the things that I want to do, very one specific, I want to get a game used jersey, preferably a game used jersey auto of him, but definitely a game used jersey card of his. I don't have one of those. I don't think I have an. I'm not trying. Do I have an auto? I think I have one auto of his, but I would like to get another auto. So like those would be two things specifically. And then I'm also going to get a couple more of his rookie cards, probably graded, just to have some graded rookie cards. But I want to get serious about the collection. I think it's something I need to have as my Giants fan and Tiki Barber fan.
Watch 3 cards every week now.
Every week, yeah.
Right.
Everything's a Tiki Barber. I think you should get one of each of his rookie cards graded. I think that'd be cool.
I think I'm pretty close, but
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not like there were 500 of them back then,
right?
So it's definitely doable, but
at least his base cards is true rookie versus like insert cards that came out as rookie.
Yeah,
right. And when I say serious, I don't mean I'm just going to spend like $5,000 just to get a really expensive card. I just want to get serious about having a cool collection of his cards.
It's a nice thing too. It's Tiki Barber. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg, and like. You are Tiki Barber. Like I see a Tiki Barber card. First thing that pops in my head is, oh, I wonder if EP has this, and I sit aside until I can ask you. So I love it. Yeah, love it.
I think it would be cool. You mentioned binders. I think it would be really cool if you did the whole thing in binders. If some of them are top loads, get top loader pages. If some of them, like Mike, you got the thing for Christmas, and I've used it for Fleer Ultra Wolverine. Top loader binders are really, really cool. And you could get slab binders because again, they're Tiki Barber. It's like, I think you would enjoy that more if they were in binders and you could go through slabbed or otherwise, and you could actually go through and look at them. I think that would be like, set it beyond just, I'm going to buy a bunch of cards, like make it like a serious collection of them. I think that would be neat.
Cool.
All right. My final resolution. I would have started a website.
All right.
Should I just leave it there?
Yep.
Open-ended. People can be worried about what I might be doing.
Talk about nebulous.
Yeah, right.
On there.
No, I want to start a card-related website where I can sell cards. So there you go. I have an idea in my head. I have an idea that I would like to, I have pack stack sales. I have one coming up in January, and I would like to build a website where I can sell packs from the 90s, early 2000s, the 80s, maybe on right through a site. So people that might buy from me during my sale, maybe there's something they're looking for after. So that's something I've been thinking about for a long time. Like I was thinking about doing it with single cards, and that just seemed a little overwhelming to me because of the amount of single cards I have. I feel like that would be a lot harder to do because it would take up too much time. But I feel like selling packs is something a little different. It's hard to get packs on eBay without having to pay an arm and a leg for shipping. So, if I have a way where somebody can go in and buy 5 or 10 packs, not have to pay a fortune for shipping on it, then maybe it's something people, I don't know, maybe they won't be interested in it, but it's something I really feel like I want to do in 2025. So that is my final resolution.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you have bought packs for your sales, and there are people who probably, there are people that may not follow you on Twitter. There are people that you can reach an audience, I think, if you do this, and it keeps the inventory moving too. You know, like you don't have to wait for that one time of year or a couple of times a year where you do a pack stack sale. It'll be interesting to see how it's like set up, how you inventory and all that stuff. That leads back to making sure you're organized. I mean, that would be a huge organization effort. But yeah, I mean, it's a smart from a business perspective too. I mean, it's a smart thing to start looking at.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think when you texted us about this at one point, saying that you were thinking about doing it, and I said I'm surprised you haven't done it already, just because it seems like such a smart business move, and you're very smart, extremely smart with this business stuff and with the card stuff, and so that's why I was kind of surprised that you hadn't done it yet. But it is also a big commitment, and so that's a huge resolution to put on your list. And hopefully you can launch it. It's a great idea. There are a lot of like repackers that do like they do like so many packs. They also sell like individual packs, but I think yours is going to be well more unique than theirs. You could definitely do repacks if you wanted to. You could put together little bundles if you wanted to, but making those available a la carte, like I was thinking like an 87 Donruss pack or a 1980 Topps pack, something really cool like that. Like you can't find unless you're like at the National practically, and even then you're going to be lucky if you find one of those packs somewhere. So I think that's a great idea. Love it.
I want it to be step in the time machine and go into the card shop back when we had the card shop, because buying packs was the thing you did. Like it wasn't blaster boxes or having to buy $1,000 hobby box. So we'll see. It's an idea in my head. I think it might be fun, but who knows? I have to do it. But the other two resolutions were a little easier. I think I'll definitely get to those.
Push yourself.
One, yeah.
Are you going to be able to not graze? That's the big question. Because Mike raising the card
has been remarkably good at not opening the stuff that I have. I don't know where I gotten this willpower from. But
yeah, it's crazy.
Really good. Although after I run a sale and I have packs left over, I do tend to, but
because you're not selling boxes, you're selling packs. You're gonna have your inventory is gonna be all packs, and you're like, I haven't opened one of these in a long time, and
but then you're gonna have to go to the website and adjust the number, which sounds like a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say about this is we talked about on the podcast this week how don't buy Shohei Ohtani packs online because people can pull out the hits and all this stuff. You don't have to worry about that with 90s cards.
Yep.
Like Mike's not searching for holograms, like there's, so I think this is a great way for people who don't have that experience to be able to go and buy packs anymore, to be able to do it.
Yep.
Okay. There you have it. Let us know what your resolution for the hobby is in the comments. And let us know if you think we're going to keep ours, because that's always fun.
Yeah. I'm very curious.
Very much
about him, about this guy.
Yeah.
So it's always
all right, guys. That was a lot of fun. I'll see you next week. Take care, guys.
See you, boys.
See you.